A number of years ago, a fellow by the name of Pierre Cosse was invited to join the staff of the World Bank in Brussels, Belgium. When he was there, he found that there were a number of conflicts that were going on, and the bank hired him actually to understand how they could communicate better across all the nations that had gathered in the World Bank. And he came up with some research, and part of the research was 5 styles by which people communicate, which he found transcended culture. The first style is the action person, and the action person is concerned about what needs to get done, what can I do, how are the tasks to be understood and managed, and how do we do all of this rather quickly. The second style of communication is called the process person. Some parts of the world call it process. And the process person is not so concerned about what needs to get done, but how ought things to get done. And so they have different values that governs their communication, how they approach their job, and the kinds of things that they think are important. So the process person is really concerned about details, organization, facts, and generally speaking, getting it done with a high level of quality. The third style is called the people person. The people individual is concerned about the question who. Who will I be working with? Who will benefit from this? And how do we get along while we're doing these things? Consequently, their concern is for good relationships, good communication, and a peaceful, harmonious way of coming together, accomplishing the job, and still feeling very positive about each other. The fourth style of communication is called the idea person. The idea person says, yes, what needs to get done, that's important. How should it get done? Yes, that's important, especially if low risk is concerned. Who will be involved? That's also important. But the real question is why? Why should we be doing this in the first place? So the process person is concerned about why things ought to get done, what priorities are there, what other possibilities exist. And they often focus on such things as visionary thinking and how to move outside the box so that they can be moving forward. The activity that we use includes a fifth style of communication, which we call a blend person. A blend person is someone who scores somewhat equally high in all 4 of the other styles. And so they are not concerned about depth in any of the direction of these styles. They're concerned about understanding all of the ways of looking at a particular problem. So the blend person draws somewhat from the action person and the action style and the action values, somewhat from the process, somewhat from the people, somewhat from the idea. Now, they tend to be misunderstood because they're different things at different times. They respond very much to the situation in the moment, but they are generally about 30% of the population, if you look at a 3-part blend or a 4-part blend. And so they're very much in this world. And blend people tend to often not be very certain of their own identity because they're not clearly action, and they have an identity. They're not clearly process, they're not clearly any of those. They're all of them, and they're a wonderful integrated mixture. And so they bring their unique values, their unique way of communicating, and their unique way of making decisions to what we call humanity.